So I just wanted to do a quick review of this pen. This is the Faber-Castell Loom Rollerball pen. This is a mid-range pen from Faber-Castell. It is obviously a rollerball, also sold in a fountain pen and ballpoint. This one goes for about $32, maybe $33, $35, around there. So it's relatively affordable, but not super cheap, and has mostly metal design, but not all metal. And it's sort of like an upgrade pen. You want a slightly nicer rollerball than what you've been typically using day to day, or more often than not a fountain pen, but it's also sold in a rollerball, so you pick this one up. Basically, it's a cap, which is, I believe, predominantly plastic in this metallic coating. This color is it's like an olive, I believe it's called, but it is, I'm pretty positive, plastic. Feels plastic. Some fancy bits to it, like this finial up here. I'm not honestly sure what that is. Maybe the Faber-Castell logo. It's not very clear. Yeah, it's just a little bit muddied, so you can't really tell what's up there. And then this sort of larger squared off clip. It doesn't work that well. It's fine. I haven't been very impressed with it. It is, I believe, spring loaded. Like the whole clip mechanism lifts, which is cool. That's one of the markings of a higher quality clip, but it just doesn't feel that great. It's hard to push, and I don't think it aesthetically doesn't really do it for me. I believe the pen is made in China. I think you could just make that out. It's a little hard with the camera, but yeah, China there. So it's supposed to be being made in Germany. But the clip is probably the worst part of this pen. You move over to the body, and the body has a nice weight to it. It's all this chromed metal. It has a little divot here, which just sort of feels nice. And a couple rings here for grip, so there is a good grip. It's a wider barrel, and this is a straight design, no taper there. Maybe if it's a taper, maybe it's a millimeter from here to here, but no real waste or anything like that. And then a longer point or tip area, which they do on a lot of fancier roller balls. Good weight, pretty easy to hold and fairly comfortable. The pen does post, and it posts well, and the clip is plastic, so it actually feels pretty nice posted, where that's not generally my preference. If the cap had been all metal, it probably would be too heavy to post. So maybe the plastic cap isn't a huge problem. The pen doesn't have anything to prevent it from rolling, so not a huge deal. Keep that in mind. And I'd say fairly handsome in a minimalist standpoint, though the chrome does obviously pick up a lot of fingerprints. It's a two-piece design, so this piece opens up. See, it's that metal with a plastic insert. And then here we have the front area, and the spring is in the, I guess the spring is in the back. Yep, spring is in the back. The refill it comes with is this Faber-Castell. This is their safety ceramic refill. Or maybe it's just called a ceramic rollerball refill. Maybe it's not called a safety. But yeah, ceramic rollerball refill. I actually really like this refill. They're expensive. Sells for like maybe $4 or $5. Sometimes more than that. On Amazon, they'll go for like $8. But from a retailer, sorry about that, they will sell for at least $4 or $5. And this is a nicer rollerball refill. It's not one I use a lot, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for. And then the build quality, I'd say, is fairly good. I wasn't really blown away with it, but it's fine. It's you get your money's worth for $35, $40. And this goes on fairly well. Not a lot of action here, and it can be a little hard to pull off, but it never comes off accidentally. Here's a comparison of some other pens I have lying around. There's a Sharpie, Zebra Sarasa Grand, and the Energel Alloy. So the Faber is definitely a fatter pen, not super long, but definitely wide. This is the Loom pen from Faber-Castell. So, generally speaking, I think this is a nice pen. It's not really my favorite, and I haven't really taken a liking to it, just because it doesn't feel like it has a ton of character. And I think, for me, that happens a lot with the Faber's pens. They just seem a little dull, a little uninspired. So, I don't tend to pick too many of them up. I had done a video on the Essentio a couple weeks ago, and that's another pen that it never really, I never felt like out of all my pens, oh, I'm gonna grab the Loom today or the Essentio. They're just a little dull. You know, they work, they get the job done, they're pretty classy. I could see giving this one to like a gift to someone in my office or someone like that, but it's not something that really I find to be that appealing. It's hard to fault it because technically it does what it's supposed to do well, and it's made well, and again, this has a nice weight to it, and I really do like that refill, but the refill will fit in other pens. So I would say buy the refill, hold off on the Loom, save your money, and pick up something that has a little bit more character and more of an opinion. It's just a generally okay pen. So that's it, Faber-Castell Loom. Thanks for watching, and sorry about knocking the camera around.